Hello, everyone, and welcome to the JT
and the Jersey Jewel Show.
Here on Hamilton Radio, guys.
Yeah. Wow, it's been a minute. Where you been?
How you doing?
I'm all right.
John Thielon, everybody.
Jerry Petito, ladies and gentlemen. Can you dig it?
Can you dig it, baby? Can you dig it?
I can dig it, you can dig it, we can dig it, she can dig it. We can dig it.
We can dig it. So, hi, everybody.
Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, and good night.
So, we've started this new show. This is our second episode. We're having a blast with it. And really, it's a show about nothing.
It's again, if you're familiar at all with Seinfeld, it's a show about nothing. I mean, it really is. I mean, it's in all of radiodom. I don't know of any shows that are pretty much just wherever the road may take us kind of a thing. Yeah.
And I love Seinfeld. Seinfeld and Friends, my two favorites, but Seinfeld,
go.
Baby.
Exactly right. So what's going on? How have you been since, October 19th?
Pretty good, pretty good.
Yeah?
How about you?
Been fine.
Okay, good.
That oldies royalty roundup we went to a couple of weeks ago, now that was fun. That was fun.
Okay.
Saw some old friends.
You
made
need
some new ones.
And you need some fun in your life, that's for sure.
Well, and I just talked about that in my program as well, about having fun and laughter. It really, Reader's Digest says it in each and every volume. It really is the best medicine, and it really is.
No, it really is.
Yeah.
So, I want to talk about silliness today.
Good.
All right, I have some pet peeves.
Oh, of course.
My pet peeves are words. The American words, okay?
English language verbiage.
Okay, I want to talk about, have you ever heard of a word called heteronyms? Am I saying that correct?
Let's see.
Okay.
I don't know.
Okay, Heteronyms.
Heteronyms, yeah.
Heteronyms.
That's it.
These are brilliant homonyms or homographs are words of like spelling.
Didn't
but with
Def
more
Leppard do that song, Homograph? Oh, it's Photograph, excuse me, never mind, go ahead.
But with more than one meaning and sound. When pronounced differently, they are known as heteronyms.
Heteronyms.
Okay, so my pet peeve is, why do we have words that spell the same,
Right.
but you say them differently and they mean different things?
Oh, that bit.
You okay?
Yeah.
Let's mess around with that a little bit.
We don't mess around, hey, we don't mess around, no way, except for this.
Okay? I want to start with one word
Go
that
ahead.
bothers me more than any other word.
Hit me with it.
Bass.
You mean go fishing for bass?
Okay? Fishing for bass.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's all about that bass.
But it's all about that bass.
About that bass. About
Okay.
that bass.
And it's not spelled B-A-S-E.
No, because there's a different word that is spelled B-A-S-E.
Bass.
Yeah.
Why?
Can't tell you, don't know.
Okay? I mean, does it make sense to you?
Yes and no. I mean, after all these years, it's just day in the life. It's context. That's what it is. You don't play bass. No, and if you do, you're weird.
Okay. Then
You-
why
you
isn't
play the
it
bass.
spelled B-A-S-E? Like the other bass.
Because that base means a whole different thing. It's the base. It's the foundation on which you build.
Oh.
The basement. You go down
Oh.
to the base. Meant because everything is built on the base.
Oh, okay. So B-A-S-S, bass. What is that?
It's a fish.
Okay, so they would rather put that in the same category as a fish?
And here's the question: who are they, by the way?
Whoever made these words up, I'm assuming men.
That's a little hurtful.
Okay.
And once again, you are now disinvited to this Sunday's Pancake Social.
I bet you if we Googled it,
Daniel Webster, it's all his fault.
there it is. I
See?
told you it was a man.
After hearing from his wife yammering, caterwauling, and going yattity, yattity, yattity all day, he finally said, fine, we're going to do it this way. Shut up.
So, I'm a world traveler.
Pardon me.
And their words, even though they're of different languages, but their words are easier to understand in most countries. So why is English so hard to learn?
I don't know. I mean, I guess I've not ever had a huge problem with it other than, okay, that sounds weird every once in a while. I mean, I can understand. Now, if I were coming in from, I don't know, France, where you know what, they have a different word for everything over there.
Well, they
I mean,
should.
Boeuf means egg. Fromage means cheese. What? It's a different word for it. Okay, whatever. You're killing me. You're killing me.
All right, so you ready? All right, here we go. The bandage
Yeah.
was wound around the wound.
W-O-U-N-D
Yeah.
and W-O-U-N-D.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was wound around the wound.
Well,
Look, Doc
certainly
G.
it was.
Doc G is listening to us and laughing. He's the owner, one of the original owner of Hamilton Radio, and he's actually our tech guy today. What do you think, Doc G? Crazy, right?
Well, of course it has to be wound around the wound because how else is it going to heal?
Okay, so, okay.
Am I right? Come on, let's go.
Okay.
Help me out.
All right, you ready? All right, how about this one?
Go ahead.
The farm was cultivated to produce produce.
Of course it was. Certainly it was.
Okay.
Certainly.
All right. So,
How are you going to go to the Acme or to the ShopRite unless the farm produces produce?
is that right?
Yes.
Okay.
I've been to the Acme and the ShopRite.
So it works for you.
Stop and Shop.
Okay. So here's another one, okay? The dump was so full that the workers had to refuse more refuse.
Right.
Okay, what?
Once it's to capacity, you can't have any more.
Okay. You're great.
Am I right?
You're great.
Am I
Okay.
right? Once the thing is to capacity, I mean, if you've got a 55-gallon drum of refuse,
Okay.
you can't put 56 gallons in it. You got to refuse it.
Okay. How about this one?
Go ahead.
Okay.
This is like point counterpoint, except for I'm not saying Jane, you ignorant slut, because that would be bad.
Oh, yeah, that would be bad.
Well, your
All
name's
right.
not Jane, but I digress. Go ahead.
All right, here we go. You must polish the Polish furniture shown at the store.
Certainly,
What do you mean?
naturally,
Okay, why?
obviously. Because if I'm the proprietor of the Polish furniture store, how in the actual hell am I going to sell this furniture if it doesn't look good? You got to polish the Polish furniture. What am I missing here? Gino, help me out. Folks, help me out. Come on.
Okay,
We're
you
taking
ready?
calls.
Okay,
That's
you
what
ready?
got. Go ahead. What else?
All right. So
I'm good so far.
he could lead
Mm-hmm.
if he would get the lead out.
That's right. That's right. Matter of fact, at 8 o'clock on Q104.3, it's Carol Miller with Get the Lead Out. Hello, I'm Robert Plant, and you're listening to Q104.3. Wait, I'm sorry. I just went to the Bahamas for a second or something. Of course, you got to get the lead out. You got to lead with getting the lead out. Let's go. Come on. Hurry up. Let's go. Chop,
Okay.
chop.
Makes sense.
Okay.
All right, you
Now
ready?
We're getting someplace. Go on.
Okay.
Well, there's more.
Oh no, there's more.
Oh, my. But
Okay.
wait, there's more. If you rush before midnight, you get the free bamboo steamer and the Wonder Whisk. Go ahead.
And that commercial to you is free. Okay, you ready?
PHREE. Go ahead.
The soldier decided to desert his tasty dessert in the desert.
Well, if he's in the desert
Okay.
with, for example, could be ice cream, could be gelato, even Jell-O, that stuff's gonna get all. So he had to leave. He had to desert it. It's enough. It's enough. It's not gonna work.
And that works for you.
No, it's not gonna work. He's got to go. Plus, he might be getting shot at as well. You can't hang around for dumb old dessert.
In the desert.
Right.
I mean, my goodness. All right, you ready?
Go ahead.
All right. Since there is no time like the present, he thought it was time to present the present to his girlfriend.
You know.
Doc
Give-
G, you loving this?
Give the gift of time. Brought to you by Movado Watches. When the present is the present. Not the past. The present is the present.
Okay.
I'm a little verklempt over here. I gotta buy gifts for Christmas, and there's one special gal who likes watches. I may have to do. Jamie, you like a watch? Can I get you a watch? One of like 8,000 that you already have, but I digress. Go ahead. What else?
Okay. And here's the one that I started with. A bass. What is a bass? Fish?
Yeah.
So a fish, a bass,
Largemouth, smallmouth, striped
was
bass.
painted on the head of the bass drum.
Well, yeah. I
So-
mean, if you've got the the Northern Minnesota State bass football team, you got to have it on the drum when they go out at halftime. I mean, boom, 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 boom. Of course.
Okay, so I would say a bass was painted on the head of the bass drum. No,
But
no.
bass, see the bass. There's no bass drum because they got flippers. They don't have arms to bang the thing.
Right, and they don't want to. Oh, okay.
Sounds fishy to me.
A
but
bass was painted on the head of the bass drum
Yeah.
at third base.
different spelling.
Ah.
Third base.
Okay,
It's
so
a
now.
base. It's a starting point.
Okay, you ready?
Go ahead.
Okay, now this one. Think about this one. Doc G, you ready?
He's in there.
When shot at,
Yeah.
the dove dove into the bushes.
Boy, I sure as heck would too.
Okay.
You want to get shot in your
Okay.
wing?
All
wing,
right.
wing. What? Hold on. Hello. Oh, sorry. Yeah,
All right.
of course the dove dove.
Okay,
Yeah.
you ready?
Smart bird.
Okay, this one's good too. They're all good.
How's your bird?
Okay.
How's your whole family?
I did not object to the object which he showed me.
Well, that's positive because there are plenty of objects that he could have shown you that I'm thinking you just might have objected to. So good for him. Am I right?
Yes.
Come on.
All right, all right, all right. I'll give you that one.
All right.
All right, you ready?
I'm just saying.
All right. The insurance was invalid for the invalid in his hospital bed.
Well, now, see, he's got a problem now.
That's right, because that's wrong on all levels.
Buddy's got a problem.
Okay.
He's got the wrong coverage. He's going to have to get a hold of his Jake from State Farm or whoever else and say, "Yo, I got a problem." You know, that's a shame. It's a shame.
All right, you ready?
Go ahead. I'm ready.
There was a row among the oarsmen about who would row.
Well, here again, you can only row for so long, and you get, and you're right around here, in your shoulders. And I mean, of course, I'm going to have an issue. I'm going to have a row about that. Listen, can I be the one today saying, stroke, stroke, stroke? Because I've been rowing for the last, 4, 5, 6 days. It's enough. Well,
All right.
I don't know about that. Okay, you want to have a row about this or what? Let's go. Come on.
Okay,
Just saying.
just saying. All right, you ready?
Here we go.
They were too close to the door to close it.
That'll happen.
It'll happen?
That will happen.
Okay.
I've done it to where you've only got so much room, and I got these big old size 12 gumboats. So pardon me, almost fell over, and sometimes it just gets right in the way. You got to move. You got too. Grandma Susie always said, "Too close and no good."
Okay.
See?
All right. Grandma knows.
Yeah.
All right, you ready?
Here we go. What's next?
The buck does funny things when the does are present.
What's the similar word?
Does and does.
Oh.
Excuse me, hello.
Why did you do something? And hello. Well,
All right, let me read it to you again. You ready?
hit me again with that. I'm so sorry. Pardon me.
The buck does funny things when the does are present.
Well, think about it. You've watched the special at Christmas time, with Rudolph and Clarice, right?
Mm-hmm.
Where all of a sudden, none of the little guys could get up in the air. And all of a sudden, she gives him a kiss and says that he's cute. He's like, "I'm cute." Off he goes. And the head guy goes, "Magnificent." Of course he does funny things when the does are around. Certainly.
Okay, and if you people think this was rehearsed, It was not.
No, it wasn't.
Okay.
This is right off the sleeve because I have no cuffs.
All right, ready?
Absolutely.
A seamstress and a sewer, okay?
Yeah.
A seamstress and a sewer
Yeah.
fell down into a sewer
Oh, that's a problem.
line.
That's a problem. Now you have a whole laundry issue that you didn't
Okay.
have beforehand, depending upon what kind of sewer. If it's storm sewer, just watch, just hose it off. If it's a sanitary sewer, you got a problem with that. The sewer, they're gonna stink. You don't want that.
Okay. All right, you ready?
Yep.
To help with planting, the farmer taught his sow to sow.
Tell you what, if there could be more of that, imagine the money could be saved on all that expensive John Deere, Massey Ferguson, and international equipment. I mean, those things are six figures that they
Yeah.
use out in the field. If you could get a sow to sow that which you are going to want to eventually reap, oh, money in the bank, literally.
Okay, here we go. We have a few more people. The wind was too strong to wind the sail around the mast.
Well, first of all, and the wind cried, Mary. But yes, of course, the wind was too strong to wind the sail.
Yeah.
I guess that'll happen on a sailboat. I'm not much of a sailboat guy, but you know what? I guess I'll have to allow it.
All right.
Yeah,
All right.
yeah.
All right, ready? Upon seeing the tear in her painting, she shed a tear.
Well, now, see, that just stands to reason. Because she, whoever she is, took all kinds of time, care, and was probably very fastidious, there's your big word of the day, look it up, about, the painting that she was doing. And all of a sudden, somebody's got a tear in it? Of course. Of course, I would think she would shed a tear. Wouldn't you?
Yes, because I'm a painter. I would shed a
This
tear.
is what and I knew that. This is what I'm saying.
Okay. All right. Couple more. You ready?
Mhm.
I had to subject the subject to a series of tests.
Well, again, I'm thinking that could take on many connotations. I mean, the subject. All right. Is it a subject of a crime? Is it a subject of an interview? And either way, you got to question them. You've got to question them.
All right. You ready? Okay.
Are you?
This is crazy. All right. You ready? How can I
This is crazy.
intimate this to my intimate friend?
Well, depending upon what it is, how could you not? I mean,
Okay, so listen, I got to tell you
it's
something.
difficult.
You did great, okay? He did not know the words I was going to give him, and I did not know his reactions, okay? You did great, but now really, let's talk about this nonsense. What do you think
It's-
about this?
I haven't, because it's just there are things, I should say, there are things that resonate and work with my mind, and there are things that don't. The only other foreign language I ever took in my life was from 7th through 10th grade. I took French,
Okay.
and it was all I could do to get a passing C grade out of it, because they would do these dictations where you had to write down what was being said in French, but writing it as if it's French. Them I could do, okay? Mrs. Oh boy, I can see her. Miss Denezo, Mrs. Senek, Madame Mulclauer, and Madame Yonezuka would say these things, and I could write it down just exactly with all the accent aigu, accent grave, and everything. Like they did it. You start trying to get me to peel it apart with past tense, present tense, pup tense, intense. Nope, 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 nope. And the variations of the words, I don't get it. And I understand that, like, for example, French, literally, I'm thinking bass and bass, okay? Both spelled in English, B-A-S-S, probably have two different words associated with them in French. I don't remember. It's been a very long time. I've never taken Spanish. I probably should have. I would love to learn Italian, but who knows if that'll happen. And I'm also quite sure that there are different words for everything that we spell similarly but pronounce differently. I don't get why English is why it is on one hand, but on the other hand, that's pretty much all I know. So I kind of got okay at it. You know what I mean? Some people just are like, huh? And I get that too. I do.
Okay, so you're talking to someone who has to make sense out of everything. Okay? And all that crap that you just said, yeah, whatever. All right. That's what I heard, okay? I love it.
I'm the teacher on Charlie Brown. Excuse me. Yeah, can I use the men's room? Okay, I'll wait.
Okay? So I will never understand, number one, why they did what they did with these words. And I also will never understand how we were taught these words. And we know these words. That's not making sense to me either.
Oh, here it is. I'll tell you exactly how.
All right.
Repetition builds reputation, whether it's in advertising or learning. How did we learn our ABCs?
We sang them.
Right. Okay? Mm-hmm. We sang them over and over and over and over. Now, if I finish the sentence, I'm going to give you two. And I'm thinking, being about the same vintage as I am, you're going to get them. Again, repetition. Winston tastes good like?
I don't know.
You don't know.
No.
See the USA in your... Oh, you're killing me.
No.
All right. Winston tastes good. Gino? Thank you, like a cigarette should.
Well, that's disgusting.
It's 1968. Give me a break. Okay, see the USA in your Chevrolet.
Oh,
okay,
God.
Because these were repeated and repeated and repeated, except for Jerry, who didn't listen to radio or watch TV, evidently back in the late 60s, early 70s. But I said specifically, Winston tastes good. Like a cigarette should. He got it just like that. That has not been on the air, repeated, talked about, or anything in any way, shape, manner, and form since 1971.
Yeah, I was too busy doing productive things, playing chess, drawing, writing poetry, all that good stuff.
Productive?
All right, so now let's talk about the words.
Go ahead.
All right.
I'm serious. Repetition is how
I
you learn.
get that, but listen.
Pardon me.
We have second graders.
Okay.
And we're teaching them words.
Yes.
How the heck do we teach them words that are spelled exactly the same but said differently and mean something different?
Repetition.
Okay.
Repetition.
And you think this is normal?
Such that it has been largely effective? Yes. Is there possibly a different way to do it?
Yes.
I just don't know what it would be. I just don't know what it would be. Again, that's above my pay grade, so to speak, and I don't need to know how the sausage is made. I don't. I just want to cook it up and enjoy it, so to speak.
So, all right. So now, is there anything else you'd like to talk about? Any nonsense of yours?
Well, as we have done previously, pardon me, I have interesting news of the world. Phnom Penh, Paris, France, Hamilton Township. Here we go. Dateline, Paducah, Kentucky, November 4th, 2022. From the Associated Press. Kentucky officials this past Friday warned motorists to avoid a portion of U.S. Highway 62 near Paducah, Kentucky, it says here. Tractor trailer, evidently, with over 100 hogs on board, turned over, split open all along the roadway. According to local sheriff James Humpy Parker,
There was hogs flying everywhere, and people was driving and hitting hogs.
so reports also indicated that Calvert City Fire Department is attempting to gather the wandering, still living hogs and to wash the dead/hit hogs and any residual waste material off the roadway. This once again was according to Kentucky Transportation Cabinet via a Facebook post. The Marshall County Maintenance will apply salt to the roadway. Salt, people, like, winter. This is in an effort to enhance traction and cut through any slick, smelly coating remaining on the pavement. The incident was just east of I-24 near Calvert City. And to avoid the smell and getting any hog-related material and or waste on your vehicle, you should avoid the area. Do you think? KYW News Time, 5:37. Traffic and weather together on the 8s. Really?
Okay. So hogs were everywhere?
Hogs were flying everywhere, and people was hitting hogs.
Evidently, according to James Humpy Parker, the local sheriff. You can't make this stuff up, people. James Humpy Parker.
Oh, those poor hogs. So
Victim of circumstance. But they're on the way to the
I
slaughterhouse
was gonna
anyway. What the
I was
heck,
gonna
you
say
know?
that. So a lot of them got away and got free.
No. They gathered them all up and then off they went. Goodbye. Why couldn't they bring the fire department out, with the big tank truck like they do and just hose the damn thing down and be done with it? We have to put okay, whatever. Again, Paducah, Kentucky. And that's all I have to say about that.
Okay, then. All righty.
Okay, here we go. Here's another one. This I found for you.
Okay.
Cobra High, not Cobra Kai, in Helsinki, Sweden. Dateline Helsinki. From the Associated Press, a venomous 7-foot-long king cobra that escaped from its home in a Swedish zoo has returned back home by itself, mind you, bringing a happy ending to an over week-long disappearance saga. Houdini, as we named him, has crawled back into his terrarium. CEO Jonas Wallström, Houdini, as we named him, has crawled back into the terrarium. CEO Jonas Wallström of the Skansen Aquarium told the Swedish public broadcaster SVT on Sunday. Now I know that these are kind of bad. These deadly snakes, whose official name is Sir Voss, meaning Sir Hiss. He escaped on October 22nd in a light fixture in the ceiling of its glass enclosure in the aquarium, part of the zoo at the Skansen Open Air Museum and Park on Stockholm's Djurgården, Ireland. Yeah, sure. Okay. As a result of an intensive search with X-ray machines, mind you, Houdini was located in a confined space near the terrarium, in the insulation between two walls. They found it with an X-ray. Holes were drilled subsequently into those walls, says here, where the snake was hiding out, but the cobra disappeared from view of the X-ray cameras early Sunday. It turned out the snake had given up its freedom ride and crawled back in its terrarium. Spokesmen from the zoo say it was too stressful for Houdini with all the holes in the walls. He wanted to go home again. Perhaps a drink and a zesty session with a female cobra would have been in order, if you know what I mean.
So did they get him a female cobra?
Stay tuned. The park said the snake wouldn't have survived the cold climate if it got out. And I didn't know this, but they can grow up to be 18 feet long. And they mainly live in India, Indonesia, and the Philippines. So being in Sweden, where it gets, really cold, it's probably not the best idea to have him outside.
Wow.
In like late October and early
Right.
November. Yeah. So there you go.
That's pretty cool, though.
He went home by himself.
I mean, that's amazing. Think about that.
Yeah. A snake. A snake. How the hell intelligent is a damn snake?
Okay, You know I'm going to talk about this now.
I meant that as an actual question because I
Okay.
knew you might know.
So snakes are incredibly intelligent. Okay, I've had many, many, many snakes, from grass snakes to cobras, right? Okay. Anyway, I went for, and we may have talked about this on air with our first show for a few minutes, but now you're bringing it up.
Of course.
So I went for a snake massage.
Oh, yes.
Serpentessa
Oh,
gives them in Brooklyn. And you go meet her, and she has her 4 snakes, and these snakes wrap around your body, and they give you kisses. I have photos of me with the snakes kissing me, and 4 of them on my head, wrapped around my head. Oh my gosh, it was amazing. But this is how smart they are. My daughter was with me. She's the one who got me that as a birthday gift because she knows I'm crazy. And she was taking the photos and the video and all that, a little from afar. And all of a sudden, 2 of the snakes wrapped themselves around my right foot area, and 2 of them wrapped themselves around my left knee area. And they were kind of doing this. And my daughter looked at me, and I looked at my daughter, and I was like, what is going on here? And I looked at Serpentessa, and she said, do you have an injury in those places? I said, yes, I do.
oh.
I
that's
had
right, that's
2
right.
severe injuries in both those places, and the snakes knew and were trying to heal it.
Whoa.
How cool is that?
Wow.
So those snakes are intelligent.
On one hand, that is extremely cool. On the other hand, not for $20,000.
Give me 20 cents and I
Nope,
will do it
nope,
again.
Nope, 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 nope.
I'll give you 20 cents and let me do it again.
I can't even get a phone call with that anymore. Holy crow.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, wow. All right. Next story. The Roach Motel was closed. It's true. Wyandotte, Michigan is the dateline here, just suburban Detroit. Trick-or-treating was off limits just the other night, about a week and a half ago, in a suburban Detroit neighborhood. Here, there's nothing sweet about bringing home a cockroach. That's why. Ugh. That also kind of makes my skin crawl.
Yeah,
my,
me too.
My colon turn a little bit.
Yep.
Officials, it says here in Wyandotte, Michigan, said a cockroach infestation was confirmed, mind you, confirmed, at a vacant home. You've seen what Detroit's going through all this time. There's a lot of, albeit real good looking because they're neat architecture, but a lot of vacant homes.
Yes.
So much so that a lot of the old neighborhoods, there's house, they're being torn down.
Yes.
You can't leave a building just to sit. You've got to use it. Anyway, there was a cockroach infestation in this vacant home in Wyandotte. And they got a tip from a trash hauler all about it. These pests have been moving to other homes, it seems. So the sidewalks were closed last Monday night, October 31st, on Halloween, on a portion of 20th Street. City engineer, a guy by the name of Greg Mayhew, said a Halloween ban should, quote, hopefully prevent further roach migration, meaning they don't want these bugs hitching a ride on Halloween costumes. This is also according to the
boy.
Detroit. Could you imagine,
No.
man, just being,
No.
I don't know, like 9 years old in,
No.
in your Casper the Friendly Ghost costume, and all of a sudden you get home and it's, yeah.
No.
No, thank you. The city is trying to exterminate the roaches, but it, quote, will take some time, Mayhew said. Now, walking the street, he also said, could help kill the cockroaches, but their eggs could spread and survive. City Council member Todd Hanna also contributed. Well, let me tell you what. Been to the grocery store lately?
Yes.
With the price of eggs these days, maybe someone could get a bunch of these scraped up for free. Huh?
No.
No?
No.
Why not?
Ew.
Okay, or not. You know, but the eggs would survive. Oh, wait a minute, they're cockroach eggs, different eggs. Never mind. Never mind.
No.
My bad. My bad.
No.
All right. How about, let's go back over to Europe.
Okay.
On the railroad again. Just can't wait to get on the railroad again.
Okay.
Geneva, Switzerland. Dateline. A Swiss. Now this is not necessarily a whoa. This is for me. This is my story
Okay.
because I dig trains. Okay, a lot.
Okay, and I went to Switzerland.
So you may know of this.
Okay, so let's do it.
A Swiss railway company claimed the record for the world's longest passenger train a couple of Saturdays ago with a trip on one of the most spectacular tracks through the Alps. The Rhaetian Railway Company ran the 1.2-mile long train composed of 100 passenger coaches along the Albula-Bernina route from Preda to Burgoyne, again in Switzerland.
That's pretty cool, but go ahead.
Yeah. The route was designed as a UNESCO...
Designated.
Excuse
There's
me.
those words again.
Well, designed and designated.
There you go.
After it was designed, it was examined, and upon further review was designated as a UNESCO World Heritage Site back in 2008. By the way, a World Heritage Site is a landmark or area with legal protection by an international convention administered by the United Nations Educational, Scientific, and Cultural Organization, UNESCO. World Heritage Sites are designed by UNESCO for having cultural, historical, scientific, or other forms of significance. They contain cultural and natural heritage around the world considered to be of outstanding value to humanity. I would love to ride this train.
Me too. That's pretty cool.
It leads through 22 tunnels, some of which spiral through the mountains and across 48 bridges, including the curved Landwasser viaduct. That sounds extremely cool. The entire journey took over an hour. Rail enthusiasts lined the valley to watch the train's 25 sections wind their way through about 15 and a half miles through the Alps. The railway director, Renato Fasciati, said the record attempt was intended to highlight some of the Switzerland's engineering achievements and to celebrate 175 years of Swiss railways. That I would like to do.
So when I went to Switzerland, we went to the Swiss Alps, all that. We did all these, I'm not sure about something like that, but we went on their railways.
Yeah.
And here's what was really cool. I was with my dad and my daughter. She was young. And here's what was cool. They would take us so high up on things that weren't inside. We were actually on trails going up mountains,
Oh,
okay? Right by the edges,
oh yeah.
okay?
I bet.
Unbelievable. And for some reason, I wasn't afraid. You know what I mean?
I
It was
do.
almost like they know what they're doing. They got this.
Yeah,
And it was fascinating.
I agree. And even something like that I would enjoy. I mean, I don't want to look down because I get a little, like, tell you what, like on Forrest Gump, when Jenny climbs up on that ledge out in California and is looking down to the street like
Right.
20 stories up, I can feel it. I get, it's, yeah, oh no.
That's funny.
I even just talking about it, I get a real creepy feeling like, so. But I would try that because, again, you're with people who it's like they know, they know what they're doing.
They know what they're doing.
Nice.
Very cool.
Nice.
I think we have time for one more.
Okay. How would you like,
Here
pardon
we
me,
go.
a license to swear, cuss, and carry on?
I'm Italian. My
that's-
mother's favorite word was the F word.
So that's a big yes.
It's a big yes.
Me too.
All right.
Dateline, Portland, Maine. Says here that Maine is cleaning up its roadways by removing the flippin' vulgarities from license plates. What?
Oh.
The state is enforcing new rules to eliminate F-bombs and other obscenities that appeared on vanity license plate after the state effectively eliminated its review process. What?
Wait. I have a question for you. So
Yes.
does that mean that these are personalized license plates?
Yeah, vanity plates.
Right.
Yeah.
Not something they're just putting around the plate.
Nope.
This is an
This
actual.
is the actual license
And
plate
they were
supplied
allowing
by the
that.
state
And-
because they they eliminated the review process.
All right, so go ahead.
Maine began issuing recall letters last month, sending out a handful every day. They say it's going to take a few months to complete this process, as they say in Canada. Or is it process?
Okay.
Again, we're going to do
Is
that
it
again.
process or process?
Yes.
Okay.
My friend from Canada says process.
Okay.
Secretary of State in Maine, Shenna Bellows, is passionate about free speech as former director of the American Civil Liberties Union of Maine. Of course she is. But she said obscenities should not be on license plates, which are in fact state property. She goes on to say,
What I would say to those who want to engage in objectionable or questionable speech, get a bumper sticker.
okay, very good. It's a bit of a head scratcher, however, about how a bunch of descendants of Puritans in a New England state ended up putting some of the raunchiest messages on state-issued license plates. It all began when state lawmakers all but eliminated the review process in 2015 after a lawsuit successfully targeted neighboring New Hampshire's restrictions on vanity plates. Maine's hands-off approach allowed what Bellows described as
A wild, wild west.
in which motorists obtained and ordered vanity license plates with blushing references to sex acts and or genitalia. Some notorious plates used in Maine include profanities, including one plate that starts with the letter F followed by the word U, Y-O-U. Another reading, all capitals of course, S-U-H, and then the word kit, kit.
Oh my goodness.
And still another that was found reading D-A space F-U-Q. Da fuck. I remember, this is going back some years, when I was in Pennsylvania, out in the Muncie-Hughesville area, about 10, 15 miles east of Williamsport. There was a gal running around out there in a little sports car with the license plate Sweet P, and that's actually S-W-E-T because you can only have, I think, 7 letters in PA, so it was S-W-E-T-P-E-E. She was a young blonde gal.
Okay.
Back then, about my age back then, it was, again, late 80s, early 90s, and I'd see her from time to time. And I'm like, maybe I should follow her and then, see what she's all about. But then, you know what? That whole PEE thing, I am not into that kind of fetish. So I never decided to, even though I was single back then, I never tracked her down. Yuck.
Okay.
Yeah, but in Maine, the home of the Puritans, everybody's,
Very
or
cool.
a lot of people are saying bad things on their cars. Okay, whatever.
That's cool. I used to have an Elvis license plate. And the funny thing about that is people used to, I can't explain it to you, but people used to stop me at lights and ask me silly questions. And of course, I'd roll my window down and they'd be like, "Are you an Elvis fan?" And I'd be like, "Oh, no." Okay? I mean, think about it. Okay?
What did the plate say?
Elvis.
Oh,
Okay?
there it is.
Okay? Are you an Elvis fan? Duh.
Yeah, Costello.
Okay? So this was fun, John.
Thank you. Thank you.
JT, another fun show. We're going to have a really cool show, our next one as well. We'll surprise everyone. We're going to have a guest.
Ooh,
A fun guest.
That's right. And are we not going next week as well?
I don't have my schedule with me, so I don't want to say the wrong dates.
We'll confirm. It's possibly the 16th, if not the week. Maybe not, because that next Wednesday is the day before Thanksgiving. But we'll get back to you. Watch the John Common Ground Thelon Facebook page and the Jerry Petito
Show YouTube channel.
Correct, and we'll have info for you directly.
And we are
Penn
JT.
State. I'm sorry.
JT.
And the Jersey Jewel.
John Thelon, everybody.
And Jerry Petito, ladies and gentlemen.
It's a wrap, Gino.
That means we're done.
Bye.